Hey guys, welcome back. We are obviously in a closet today. This is my master closet, and it is in need of a major purge, a major cleaning, and a major organization. And so guess what, you guys? You're gonna watch me do this. You're not actually gonna watch me organize all this stuff. I'm gonna not bother you with that because this is gonna take me several days, and I'm going to skip the in-between. But what I am going to show you guys here is the before, and I'll take you through kind of step by step here in a second. I'm just giving you an overview right now. But my goal was to try to redo this closet on a budget of about $100. $100 goes really fast when you're shopping at Home Goods. So I wasn't able to get a whole lot of stuff, but luckily I already have some things in the house that I can reuse. So I'm just going to try my best here to turn this into a closet that doesn't overwhelm me when I walk into it, because as you can see right now, there's obviously stuff all over the floor. I had kind of started this a couple weeks ago and then got sick and quit, and then I'm picking it back up now. This is a usual like February, March activity for me where I get that spring cleaning fever and I go through the house and I just obliterate it in the best possible way. I clean everything, I sanitize everything. If things need to be washed, I wash those things and then I neatly put them away, and then I'm good. Typically for another year. So this closet really needs a major do-over. Yes, I love this closet. One of the reasons that I wanted to buy this house was because of the master closet. One of the reasons Craig wanted this house was because of our backyard. We each got something out of the deal. So you can see we have these really nice built-ins, and they are custom built-ins. I don't know that I would have designed them exactly this way, but this is how they were when we bought the house. So we're gonna make this work. So over here I have my perfumes. Those need to all be gone through and kind of wiped off and reorganized, cleaned up. I obviously have quite a few perfumes. So I just need to figure out a better way to organize those, because sometimes I struggle to find things quickly. Over here is where I have mostly kept a lot of my jewelry. So I've been going through it and finally deciding to get rid of old ring boxes and a lot of the jewelry that Craig buys for me. And he's so generous with jewelry with me. He gets it at Costco. I actually really like the diamonds at Costco. So I took out all of like the little certificates, and I'm going to put those downstairs in a file cabinet instead of keeping them up here, because it's obviously not necessary. I have a lot of jewelry that I need to go through and organize, several things that I can pass along to Stella or get rid of. I have some handbags over here that I just don't really use anymore, so I should go through those and pass them along. There's a lot of like evening gowns and like what I call my fancy lady dresses. I am not in the fancy season of my life anymore, clearly. You guys have not seen me sporting a lot of, like strapless dresses and, gorgeous long gowns, but maybe someday I'll be back there. So there's more dresses over here. I have a lot of my like high heels and shoes that I obviously don't wear on a daily basis over here. I've got some boots over there, more of my clothes. This is mostly Craig's section over here. He clearly has less clothes than me, so don't think that I'm like just shoving him into a corner. Like, he really doesn't have that much clothing. It's mostly his work clothes, and Craig just doesn't dress up otherwise. He's normally in sweatpants or shorts or jeans and some kind of t-shirt. That's his gig. And then he has another section over here that we can definitely organize better as well. So this is the closet, you guys. It's obviously a mess. These are the bins over here that I purchased as part of my budget for cleaning this room. And then the other part was purchasing another box of these velvet hangers from Costco. I have slowly been switching mine out over the last couple of years, just slowly here and there. But we did never get around to Craig's. So you can see he still has the plastic white ones. These just make the clothes hang much more neatly. I mean, even though I haven't gone through these, like you can tell they just hang much more neatly than these plastic ones. So I'm going to finally get rid of all those and make it look a little bit more cohesive with the hangers as well. So that's the overview of the closet. The lighting in here is kind of atrocious. We just have these pot lights. I would love to do like a chandelier in the center of this room someday. And if we ever redo the bathroom, we would redo the flooring in here. And I would probably just continue whatever tile we have in the bathroom in here. But I would also love to put a dressing table in the middle here at some point. So that is on my wish list. But as of right now, it's not really in the budget. So, yeah, but there's a lot to work with here, and I'm going to go ahead and plow through, and you guys will see me in what reality will be a couple days from now, but I'll give you any tips and tricks when I show you guys the finished project. All right, let's go. Hey friends, so I know I mentioned that I probably wouldn't be filming a, during the process type footage, but I thought it might be kind of good to check in at least at the, I would say I'm almost at the halfway point. That might be being generous, but I wanted to share my progress. So pretty proud of myself. I got all of the garbage and recycling and the boxes and the receipts and all of the old junk where it needed to be. So I'm no longer tripping on it on the floor. I also ended up going through my jewelry and giving some pieces to Stella and then organizing the rest. So I feel a lot better about this situation right now. I went through all of my perfumes and I'm wiping down all of these shelves as I go, by the way, you guys. First, I vacuum them because they're pretty dusty, and then I'm going through with Lysol wipes and just disinfecting everything. I realized that when we first moved in here a couple years ago, I didn't actually do that. It's probably way past the point now, but I figured, why not? A little spring cleaning, right? I also organized all of my perfumes by some fragrance types that make sense to me. So that was nice to get done. I brought my laundry basket back up. I'm at a little bit of a loss as what to do with these shelves. These, I think, are technically more shoe racks. When they designed this closet, I'm not sure who they had in mind because there are two pretty large shoe racks in here, and I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty normal person, and I think that I have way more shoes than I need. But oh my gosh, do people have more shoes than this? Like, would you be able to fill all of this and this out? Not me, obviously, but anyway. So these shelves are slanted, so they are less than ideal, and they're obviously not very tall either. So I figured I would stick my leggings in here. So far, I'm about 3, tall on each of these levels at the most. I very easily think that I could get either 4 or 5 leggings high here and they would not slide down. I have tried that. So this seems to work well for leggings. So I have a lot of them, and quite frankly, a lot of them are currently being washed or drying or in that dirty laundry basket. So I can fill this little tower out with just leggings just fine. By the way, the theme that you see, a lot of black and gray, I just want to say I've been living this black and gray life for a very long time. Case in point, these are all of my old work pants. So these are like slacks, dress pants, trousers, if you will. I used to be a social worker. That's right. Your girl has a degree in social worker-ness. It didn't last very long at all. In fact, I burned out very quickly, and now I am a florist. So do I wear these most of the time? No, but I'm keeping them just in case. I always think about potentially going back from time to time, or also, and going and working in a different office setting. I don't know. Anyway, I'm keeping the pants for now. I have the room for them. They stay. Back here, I went through some of my old jeans. There were like, I think 1 or 2 that I pulled out. I went through my sweaters, pulled a couple of really old raggedy sweaters out. I haven't gone through my dresses quite yet. I did kind of start to play around with the placement of some of my bins. I think this works for me. This is obviously not the most aesthetically pleasing, if I'm going to be honest, but I'm looking for function here more than anything else. I've got 3 more baskets over there, and what's great is if Craig does want to hang more shirts, he's going to be able to do so very easily because these sections are pretty tall. So if he just hangs shirts here in the future, I can totally get to my stuff in these baskets. I've already put my cashmere sweaters in, not cashmere sweaters, but cashmere scarves in here. I have a real thing for cashmere scarves, and of course, so does Penelope the pug. She has torn into a couple of them, and she is still alive. I know. Can you believe it? I love her dearly, that's why. But I needed to get the cashmere scarves up and away from her because I actually had them hanging here before, which was stupid because perfect dog access, right? So anyway, I still have more things to put in here, and I still have to go through Craig's clothes, refold them so that they look a little bit neater because oftentimes he takes things out and then he doesn't refold them the way that I fold them. And then it looks like this. I'm always like, could you not? Could you? In fact, I think those pants he wore yesterday and they're dirty. I don't know why they're up there. Craig, do tell. Anyway, I obviously still have to go through and change out his hangers, but good progress so far. At least it's getting really clean. All right, friends. Here we have a pile of donations. I've actually found homes for a few things already, which is fantastic. And some of these other things are actually going to be going to a women's shelter as well. So I feel really good about passing some of these things on. Most of the clothing is still in very good shape. So I think that it can definitely be used by somebody else. Nothing has holes or tears or anything like that. If I did come across anything that was very worn, I just went ahead and toss that in the trash. But these, I feel very good about all of these things finding a new home with someone else. And you guys, look at my clean and tidy, organized closet. Oh man. So just giving you a quick overview here. And I'll show you what's behind me when we get to it. But I thought we could kind of start over here on this end. So most of these shelves are consumed by my perfume collection, which, yes, is pretty substantial. The one on top goes back a level. I've got all of my yummy vanillas on the second to the top shelf. I've got a lot of my softer florals on this third shelf. And then down here, I have a lot of my heavier, maybe more oppressive fragrances down here. And then at the very bottom, I went ahead and grabbed some of these really pretty fun containers that honestly I've had from IKEA since probably before Stella was even born. And I went ahead and put all of my perfume samples, which there's obviously a lot of in here. So I'm going to start using these and popping them in my purse. I have all of my roller balls in this little container back here, which obviously also came from the same collection. They look like these perfect little like compote bowls, don't they? Like I want to eat ice cream out of these, but they were actually from the bathroom section at IKEA several years ago. So anyway, I love keeping all of my perfumes in the closet over here because there's no windows. It's dark in here, so there is no natural daylight. We do, it is a temperature controlled closet. You can see there is a heat vent up there. So it does stay really comfortable. I would say the temperature in here is probably 66 degrees. That's what we tend to keep the house at. And it's 66 degrees year round. So these don't ever get too hot or too cold. And I get my perfumes to last a lot longer by keeping them out of direct sunlight in a darkened area for the most part and keeping them temperature controlled. So perfumes can last a number of years. So a lot of this collection, honestly, were gifts. I get gifted a lot of perfume around the birthdays and holidays and, you know, like Valentine's Day and stuff from Craig, because people know that I really like fragrance. So, yeah, it's a pretty substantial collection. I did pass along a few things out of this. So, I also was able to get rid of some perfumes when doing this little purge here, which felt really nice. So, these shoe shelves over here, I have decided to repurpose to put my leggings in. I have a decent amount of leggings, so this just made the most sense for me. They really fit nicely in here, and I do have an extra shelf here and also one at the bottom, so if I purchase more leggings, we've got some room for growth. I keep my little sun hat up here. It's hard to find hats for enormous heads. That one fits my big gourd, so it's an important part of my collection for the summertime. And then I keep my like dress up purses up here, kind of out of the way and ready for when I need them. So I didn't get much out of this area here in terms of donations. There were a few dresses that I pulled and things like that, but for the most part, a lot of this clothing that you see here actually came out of my dressers, which are in the bedroom. I also did a thorough check of those, and anything that I wasn't wearing any longer came in here to the go pile. So yeah, I had already kind of cleaned my closet about a year ago and got rid of what I wanted in here. So it was just a matter of going through my drawers for the most part. So anyway, I no longer have my purses hanging up here. The ones that I have kept are in this little bin down here. And then there's like one other, is this a receipt or something? It's a coupon. There was like one or two other purses that are kind of stacked behind there. I know you can't really see them, but they're out of the way. I don't have a bunch of expensive purses. Purses are not my thing. Expensive shoes are not my thing. You see some shoes here. These are all from like TJ Maxx or Marshall's. Clothing. Well, I do spend money on expensive dresses, like for special events, but for my everyday clothing, it's not really my thing to spend a lot of money on that. So I know, right? I can spend a bunch of money on skincare, but I have a harder time justifying this stuff here for some reason, but we all have our things, right? Okay, I went through my sweaters. I keep them in here because I wear them quite a bit, especially during the cold weather months. So it's really easy for me to get at them over here, just having them stacked. I went through all of my jewelry and neatly organized it. I keep all of my really expensive jewelry downstairs in the safe, but I do have more of like my costume jewelry. There's also some like gemstone jewelry that Craig has purchased for me and stuff in here as well. But anything that is worth a significant amount of money just lives in the safe. But I do like having these things organized. This was one of the things that I purchased as part of my budget to redo this room. So I should let you guys know what I spent. It was under $100. I basically purchased that bin, those 3 bins, and this little acrylic jewelry organizer. So I was probably around like $90, $95, and everything else I already had and I just repurposed. So I've got obviously necklaces that are hanging nicely now, rings and other things hanging out over here on this container. And yeah, it's much more it's a much more simplified system now for me to go and grab jewelry that I want to wear if I do happen to go out to a special event, or I don't know, to Fred Meyer, I guess, which is all that I do. So up here I have fluffy socks, shorts, which I don't own a lot of because these legs of mine, not made for shorts. Let me tell you that right now. I have the calves of a linebacker. I am not a dainty lady, and I hate showing off my calves. So there's a few pair of shorts up there that I use when I'm outside doing yard work. I don't really wear them out in public. And then this container over here has all of my swimsuits. This is actually empty, which is great. I am going to be moving still a few of my clothing pieces around until I find my happy spot with where everything is. But I am keeping that because it's a great container to just toss things into. If I have more socks and things like that, I can definitely stick them up there. I do love fluffy socks. Over here, I just tidied up my boots a little bit. I've got my cashmere scarves in here. These two are, again, still empty, but there are things that are going to be going in here. I could see myself storing additional swimsuits as well as maybe some shapewear. I do have some shapewear that is currently crammed into another drawer that I think would do better in one of these containers here, so I'll probably move that stuff over. I went through Craig's clothing and just tidied it up and sort of refolded the things. Craig, he already, oh, this stinker, look what he did again. These were his dirty pants from yesterday. I think the idea is he wants to rewear these, but fold them back up, boyfriend. I specifically talked to him about this too. I'm like, if you take a pair of shorts down and you don't want to wear them, can you please just fold them and put them back? And he was like, yeah, sure. Anyway, went through Craig's clothing. A few things came out. I decided to put both of our dirty laundry baskets just over here off to the side. Reorganized all of his work shirts and t-shirts and long johns. Put his hats over there. They're kind of all stacked right now. His jackets and flannels and stuff are over here, and I got rid of a couple of his jackets. He just wasn't wearing them. Down here, I have these two IKEA bins that I already had that I decided to repurpose for bed linens. So in here, just a little... This is how Melanie does things. These are my fitted sheets. No, I don't fold them. I wad them up and stick them in here. I don't care if they get wrinkly. I do typically fold my, these are pillowcases. Pillowcases I very clearly fold and organize very neatly, but fitted sheets, no. I don't have time for this. Those get shoved in there. And there's also a couple extra backup pillows. This area right here, we obviously have some open shelving, which is great. I can definitely grab some more baskets and things like that in the future as I find them and just stick them up there. Craig's little cologne collection is, you know, it's hysterical. But these are the types of scents that Craig loves. So this Aqua di Gio, this Abercrombie Fierce, and this Cool Water Davidoff, he has had those since before he met me. Craig and I met in 2003. This was his latest edition. He really likes the Armani Code. And then he also has some samples in here as well, because sometimes in my Sephora orders, they'll send me men's perfume samples. So he can enjoy those. Obviously, a ginger jar for change. Who doesn't have one of those? Mirror was already here. And then I have some workout equipment in here. And you guys, that's it. That's my closet. I know that it could probably look a lot prettier with additional baskets and, you know, kind of hiding stuff like this, but this is for practical reasons. This is not so much for like prettiness. Like Craig and I use this closet. We use it every single day. I just needed it to be a lot more functional and less cluttered. And the main thing is I needed to finish up all of the projects that I had going on that I just walked away from. And yeah, so it's all dusted. Everything's clean. These things are off to their new home as of tomorrow, and I'm really proud of myself. So thank you guys for coming along. I don't have any real major tips and tricks short of baskets are really great. Make the tough decisions. Sometimes if you haven't used something for a number of months or years, just pass it along to somebody else so it can get some good use and some more life out of it. Make those tough decisions. That's definitely a huge tip. And baskets, baskets, baskets. They really do hide a multitude of sins. So yeah, if I can find some more of these baskets or these baskets here, I'll certainly pick them up. Or if I can find like fun coordinating baskets that are similar, I will definitely grab those, and then we can maybe think about putting some of these things in baskets as well. But they really do have to be the right size, the right shape, the right dimensions to fit into these established little cubbies that we have with our built-ins here. All right, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I hope this was kind of satisfying to go through with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe if you're new. Take